Over the Texas plains, the atmosphere begins to twist, a sign of something extraordinary forming.
Storm chasers follow the radar signature's mass. A rotation is tightening rapidly.
Radar confirms rotation. The funnel is forming beneath the storm's core.
The supercell lowers its wall cloud Freve. Moisture spiral inward as the rotation intensifies.
Residents take shelter as sirens sound. The supercell now organizes into a violent tornado.
The condensation funnel makes contact. A tornado has officially touched down.
In minutes, the vortex grows to monstrous proportions, a mile-wide wedge tornado. Power lines arc across the horizon as the F5 tornado bears down on the industrial edge.
The team pushes forward, capturing rare data from the tornado's outer circulation.
From above, the vortex reveals perfect symmetry, the hallmark of an F5 monster. The outer wall of the F5 tornado acts like a spinning blade, a violent boundary of chaos and motion.
Turbulent layers form distinct rings by, where inner core winds shear against the outer flow.
Pressure collapses near the surface, drawing dust and debris into an unstoppable rotation.
Winds accelerate through open structures, funneling force between highway supports. Multiple suction vortices emerge, smaller spirals of extreme velocity within the main funnel.
Near the ground, pressure gradients reverse wind direction, amplifying destructive turbulence. Downdrafts collide with inflow currents, producing shock waves of air pressure through the city.
Visibility drops below 100 meters as the inflow feeds the tornado's expanding base.
Sensors capture a sudden pressure collapse and a signature of the vortex's core passage.
Now 2 miles wide, the F5 tornado dwarfs the landscape, a moving mountain of rotating air.
Electrical grids fail under immense wind stress too. Surges illuminate the storm from within.
At 300 miles per hour, the wind becomes an invisible hammer, reshaping everything it touches.
Even reinforced steel bends as atmospheric pressure changes pull at its frame. The vortex carves through the urban grid, its periphery spawning smaller rotations of chaos. Every fragment becomes a projectile forth, evidence of how rotational energy transforms air into a weapon of physics.
As the eye wall approaches, air rises vertically at nearly 100 meters per second. At its core, the tornado's symmetry becomes mathematically perfect, nature's geometry in motion. Inside the eye, air stands still pruned, a calm void surrounded by unimaginable violence.
Just meters away, air transitions from calm to catastrophic within seconds, plift, the boundary of the eye wall. Crossing the boundary again, the simulation exits tranquility and re-enters chaos.
The tornado crosses into the metropolitan boundary calibrate, where the built environment meets raw atmospheric force.
Air pressure waves ripple through residential blocks as the vortex's outer arms strike. Peripheral vortices sweep through the outskirts, scattering lighter materials into the atmosphere.
Between skyscrapers, air funnels accelerate currents, turning every street into a channel of turbulence.
At over 2 miles wide, the F5 tornado's circulation engulfs the entire downtown district.
Pressure near the top floors drops drastically. Air is pulled upward by violent updrafts.
Structural resonance increases as external air pressure drops below safe thresholds.
The city becomes a wind tunnel, where forces once confined to clouds are now funneled through steel and glass.
At the funnel's edge, air presses against buildings like an oscillating hammer. Satellite tracking confirms the storm's path and scale, covering nearly 4 square miles in minutes.
Downtown crossroads disappear under the passing core fluid, energy density at its maximum. Instrumentation records wind peaks exceeding 500 kilometers per hour.
Moisture from the river is drawn upward, forming a vapor column within the vortex.
Fluid dynamics in valleys redirect the storm's energy, altering its trajectory slightly eastward.
The tornado's energy field now covers most of the metropolitan area. Oh, a perfect illustration of scale in fluid mechanics.
At the center, a brief calm emerges, the eye of the storm revealed over the city. Within the eye, stillness and light return for seconds to it, a rare moment of silence inside chaos. As pressure equalizes, the eye wall tightens once more. The storm begins to close its own calm. The storm drifts east, leaving behind disturbed skies and atmospheric echoes.
Atmospheric stability slowly returns wappy. The monster has passed. Energy readings show rapid dissipation as the vortex collapses into residual rotation. With the storm's departure, balance in the upper atmosphere restores slowly over Texas skies. The land warms once more. Only the memory of rotation lingers in the atmosphere.
Calm returns twain, and the sky reclaims its stillness after witnessing nature's raw power.
This simulation was created to understand the science within the storm, not fear, but knowledge. As the monster storm drifts beyond the horizon, light slowly returns to the wounded sky.
What remains is a silent landscape, the signature of atmospheric violence. Pressure readings confirm the atmosphere's gradual return to stability.
Satellite readings show energy dissipation more. The F5 vortex finally loses coherence.
The Texas plains breathe again, calm, warm, and free from rotation.
Meteorologists review radar loops, tracing the storm's life cycle from birth to dissipation.
Researchers analyze how thermal gradients and pressure systems created one of the strongest vortices ever simulated.
New clouds rise the way, proof of nature's constant cycle of creation and release.
As the sun sets, the memory of the storm becomes part of the atmosphere's quiet equilibrium.
Electric lights return across Texas born, a sign of recovery and resilience.
From orbit, all is still Feng, a peaceful signature after a once chaotic atmosphere.
Morning returns with clarity the song, the earth exhaling after tension. The F5 structure remains a benchmark of energy transfer between the troposphere and the surface.
Even small atmospheric changes ripple across global systems core. Nature constantly recalibrates.
The same air that once fueled destruction now flows gently, sustaining life again.
The smallest motions remind us, energy never disappears, it only transforms.
The F5 tornado reached speeds over 300 miles per hour, existing for less than an hour, yet leaving data to learn from for decades.
Above it all, the atmosphere continues its rhythm, silent, vast, and eternal. This is a scientific cinematic simulation created for awareness and education, not real footage.
By Storm-SP, Go AI Cinematic Science Simulations.
Explore more simulations, from megastorms to tsunamis, only on Storm-SP. Understanding storms means understanding Earth. Every simulation brings us closer. Simulation design, direction, and narration by Storm-SP. Because every storm ends with, but our quest to understand them never does.